This episode of Another Great Day is brought to you by Sandcastles, a crib for crabs. A crab crib. It's Monday, January 15th, 2024, the year of our Lord. I'm Aaron, and this is Charles.
Hey.
Why did you change your name to Charles?
I just wanted to see if you'd read it.
And I will. I am Ron Burgundy.
I also wanted to see if you had read it before.
I did read it before, and I noticed that...
Oh, you just left it. Okay.
I noticed that you are not Charles. No, I read it back when you were Chris. I didn't read it after you changed it.
Yeah,
So
okay,
good
so
job.
I did get you.
Oh,
All
you
right.
definitely
That's my
got
plan is to, at some point in every episode, make you say something silly.
Ooh, you got me on that one for sure. Man, Chris, let me ask you, here on Another Great Day podcast, it's just you and me, you know, the podcast designed for interaction, creativity, and conversation. Are you, I'd like to have a conversation with you, Chris.
Okay, do we need to have a different song for this?
No. We can let this play out.
Well, we will have a different song.
It was a dark and stormy night.
It's just thunder.
I'm curious, what do you think about onions?
Onions? I love onions.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What do you like about them?
I think onions are delicious.
Okay, so you like the taste?
Well, I saute them.
How about
and
the smell?
I don't have much of an idea. I've used them. You cut them in half, and you
Mhm.
can clean your grill with them.
Can't you ward off vampires with onions? No, it's garlic. Never mind.
I don't know.
Vampires also
Yeah.
not real.
You can ward off being not as healthy if you eat them.
Ooh,
they're a vegetable.
They are good for you.
Yeah, yep.
Well, I got to tell you, Chris, I hate onions, but
Oh no!
I love it whenever, someone like you or my wife or somebody who's good at cooking makes them for me because they do make things taste better.
Oh,
Yeah, but honestly, I really don't like them at all. Not a big fan. So,
interesting.
just wanted to have a brief discussion about onions to start off the
hot
show.
take on onions.
Yes.
Okay.
It's Monday and it's cold outside, and possibly where you are. And that segue will lead us to bad movie descriptions. The onion section is over.
Well, if this could be bad movie descriptions, could be our take on Rotten Tomatoes. It's Rotten Onions.
Ooh, rotten onions. That's worse.
That would be
Oh.
worse.
And if you guys are new this week, new listeners, this is the part of our show where we do our segment, our bit, if you will. This bit is where Chris and I will poorly describe a movie and see if Chris can guess it. You guys can play along in the car or wherever you are, and we'll have some fun with this. So I'm gonna go first, Chris, and I got one for you. Ready?
All right, what do we got?
All right.
I'm not looking. I'm just gonna listen.
Okay. A dad's project affects his kids.
Shouldn't be walking around either. I should sit still. Sorry. A dad's
Okay.
project.
All right, yeah, and if you know the answer, Chris, don't guess right away. Let's give our listeners a chance to guess in the car. A dad's project affects his kids.
I'm waiting. But I'm also thinking, I'm going to give an answer now.
Okay?
Is it maybe the Lego movie?
Ooh, good guess, but
Because it's
not.
got that huge Lego set.
That's a great guess. No.
Okay.
Here's your next clue. The kids experience a brand new perspective.
Is it very small kids?
Ooh,
In a yard.
You're on the right track. The
And
next
they
clue
hang
is
out in a
they
Lego.
are very small.
And they hang out in a Lego.
Yes.
And they're attacked by ants, or maybe are they attacked, or is it just
I don't know.
they befriend the ants?
do
I don't
befriend
remember.
an ant.
Is that what it is?
Yes,
yeah, I
they
think
do.
they get a
And
help.
the movie is 3, 2, 1.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Ding, 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 ding. You get $1 buck.
I always thought the when they were in the cereal bowl
So cool.
was kind of fun. Also, the whole movie is terrifying because they're tiny.
The lawnmower is the scariest part.
Oh yeah,
The lawnmower.
because it like sucks them up, but doesn't. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember what happens. It's been a long time.
The last clue, if you couldn't figure it out, was just the word Rick Moranis.
Rick Moranis.
Yes.
Okay, here you go. You ready?
Yes, indeed.
A couple of parents go on a camping trip, and they remember that each other are awesome. They remember that the other person is awesome.
You go on a camping trip. Camping trip, is it that movie about Bigfoot?
Nope.
Dang it.
With
Harry
the
and
help of a
Hendersons.
British daughter and an American daughter.
I know this one.
That's right.
Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. The Parent Trap.
That's right. The
All
Parent
right.
Trap.
Now, is this the old version with the blonde girls, or is this the Lindsay Lohan version?
The new version with the redheaded girls.
Okay.
Haley Mills version versus Lindsay Lohan version. It's both. I don't know.
All right. $1 buck for me.
There you go.
All right. Next one. All right. Hopefully, you guys in the car, wherever you are, in car is what I just said.
In car.
If you are in car, get out of car.
If you are in car collocated.
All right, here we go. A smart guy makes a suit.
Smart. Do you mean to guess immediately or do you mean to wait?
3, 2, 1.
Is it Iron Man?
Ding, 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 ding. You got it. Yep. The next clue was he is very metal. And the last clue was me just going to go like
School
this.
of Rock.
Bum, 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 bum.
All right. This is the last one. After finding themselves in an odd situation, a mom tries to be her daughter.
Oh.
And her daughter tries to be her mom.
I know this.
Some kind of wishy magic or something, and they're all switched up and it's real weird.
Whoa. Okay, I think I know this one.
All right.
All right. I'll give you guys a chance in the car to guess.
There's multiple
3,
versions throughout time, similar to
2.
Parent Trap.
I'm going to go with, is it Freaky Friday?
That is correct.
Yeah. Dude, we crushed it today.
We
Take
are
that,
doing
bad
it.
movie descriptions. We're beating the internet. All right, that'll lead us to this day in history.
And this day in history is personal to me.
It's kind of a polarizing this day in history, Chris.
Oh, yeah. You're going to fall on one side or the other of this topic. This is a hot take from the Sun.
Oh, sun puns.
Polarized sunglasses.
Hey, now.
1818.
I did not realize that they were that old.
They're not exactly, but
okay.
It's led to the invention of them.
Oh, yes.
There was a scientific paper written by a man named David Brewster at the Royal Society in England, where he
Hunky
discovered
Brewster's
something,
dad.
and I can't see in my script because Aaron's little name is over the words.
So you're telling me that a paper by David Brewster was read to the Royal Society?
Yes, and here's what the
Belatedly
paper
announcing his discovery?
Here's what the discovery was. The paper was submitted, and it said, "We have found that you can put double refracting crystals, and you can extract certain wavelengths of light," which is really confusing.
Wow. So
This
it's
is
almost
how-
like a light wave filter?
A filter to not let certain light waves through. And then another person on the same day did another supplemental paper on the reflection of the polarized light. And together, they have eventually that came to be the discovery of sunglasses and how you could get the sunlight. And here, I'm going to explain now in a kid fashion of what this means. Imagine that the light waves going through the air are like ocean waves.
Okay.
They're kind of up and down, and the light is emitted from the sun. That's right. We got some ocean sounds coming up. But unlike the ocean waves that only go up and down, imagine that they can wiggle in every direction.
Whoa.
Up, down, left, and right, in every which way possible.
The Omni wave.
That's right. So the polarization filter only rejects lights that are going in a certain direction.
Okay, so if you wanted it to reject the left to right waves, it would have a certain filter that would do that. But the front to back waves would be going through.
So imagine that you've put a fence up on the ocean and you have like a picket fence where there's slots in between and you let some of the waves kind of come through.
Yeah.
Turn that fence sideways. Now they're horizontal and only like the top of the wave will come through.
This reminds me of that old little kids game where you have square pegs and round pegs and triangular pegs.
Kind of like that.
You can't always shove every shape through any hole. It has to go in the right type of filter.
And I had never known. This is really interesting because I use these kind of filters on my video production equipment called neutral density filters, and they do a similar thing to make it darker.
Which is how you catch ghosts and put them in the containment unit.
This is how you make daylight less bright.
Oh.
An ND filter.
I always confuse those two. I thought you were a Ghostbuster.
Nope. All
Man,
right.
that's fascinating. Chris, that's legitimately interesting. We learn a lot of things on this day in history.
I love learning.
Yes, me too. Learning is good. And that'll do it for this day in history. Holy moly, that was awesome. Okay, well, today's question of the day is a little something like this. Ready? If a prince or princess would let you swap lives for a week, what would be a fun thing to do at the castle? Think Prince and the Pauper for, just a little stimulator there.
Yep.
All right, so you have one day to be... Oh, no, a week. You have 1 week.
1 week.
Yeah, it's been 1 week since I've been a prince.
What would you do?
What would I do? Golly, there's a lot of things that I would do. Should I just pick one?
Yeah, just,
Okay.
I mean, a fun one for the kids.
I would decree that all public parks must be covered in a giant
Remember,
canopy.
you're the prince. You're not the king.
Oh, yeah. I would ask the king for an allowance. Well, so if I'm Prince of Texas for the week, pretending we're here in Texas,
okay,
so I'll be
okay.
Prince of Denton. I would throw a party.
Oh,
I think that's a fun thing to do. So we'd find something to celebrate, and I'd pay for since I'm the king, or prince rather. I'd take the royal treasury, some money out of it, and host a party, and bring the community together to do something fun. Maybe a pizza party with some barbecue and some vegetables. Clowns, balloons.
I'm gonna go medieval.
Uh-oh. You go medieval on me?
I'm thinking, well, maybe not medieval.
I have 911
Late evil? I don't know.
Evil?
Well, that's not the right word. Victorian era.
Ooh, okay.
Let's say there's a fancy dance party. I'm thinking this is for Geneva. If I was
wigs on, powdered wigs.
you go in the Mr. Darcy is there and such like that.
Oh. People love Mr. Darcy.
And then after the party, we would go on a fox hunt out in the woods.
Whoa!
This is what royal people do. I don't know why, but that's what they do. That's my stereotypical, whatever it is.
Yeah, you've stereotyped the typical aristocrat experience.
But I would make it like the Mary Poppins fox hunt, where they're on merry-go-round horses.
I've never seen Mary Poppins.
Saving a fox.
Gosh, I love that.
There's a whole cartoon sequence where the live-action people are on real merry-go-round horses where they're holding the pole, but they're going through a cartoon landscape, and there's a fun cartoon fox who's being chased by a fox hunt.
Oh, man.
And they save the fox.
Every time I hear about this movie, I think I should watch that movie because it
It's pretty
sounds like
fun.
it's a classic for a reason.
It's a classic for a reason.
It sounds so creative and so fun.
It was groundbreaking at the time for the special effects of putting people inside of cartoon scenes.
I'd like to put my 2 weeks notice in on being temporary prince and just come over to your kingdom if that's okay. Yours sounds a lot more fun. All right. Well, that is the question of the day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that and got a chance to discuss that amongst yourselves. Let's go ahead and segue over into everyone's favorite segment, the dad joke segment. Checking in with Wes McFall, Dad Joke PhD.
Hey there, fellas. Did you guys hear about the air freshener that's mind controlled? It makes sense when you think about it. Have another great day.
Sense. That took me a second.
Mind-controlled air freshener.
I did not. That took me a second. I had to roll that over in my brain.
The anatomy of the dad joke with Wes McFall. Awesome. Good stuff. All right. Well, let's go ahead and land the ship and land the plane with today's word of wisdom. Today's word of wisdom's coming to you from the book of Proverbs. And if you're new with us this week, this is the section of our show where we will read a verse or two or 3 or 4 out of the book of Proverbs, depending on the idea. We're in chapter 26 right now, and Chris is going to read the New Living Translation version. I'm going to read the Amplified version, and then we'll wrap it up. All right, go ahead, Chris.
All right, today's verses are chapter 26, verses 24 through 26. People may cover their hatred with pleasant words, but they're deceiving you. They pretend to be kind, but don't believe them. Their hearts are full of many evils. While their hatred may be concealed by trickery, their wrongdoing will be exposed in public.
Wow. Brutal. The Amplified version says, "He who hates disguises it with his lips, but he stores up deceit in his heart. When he speaks graciously and kindly to conceal his malice, do not trust him, for 7 abominations are in his heart. brutal. Though his hatred covers itself with guile and deceit, his malevolence will be revealed openly before the assembly. So this guy, he might have all this bad stuff going on, and he might hide it, but I guess this verse is saying eventually the truth will come out. So if I had told you I really like onions at the beginning of this show, I love onions.
What?
I love them. I want to eat them all the time.
Are you serious?
No, I would have been deceiving you.
Oh, okay.
Because had you made me something with raw onions in it, like a chili dog with raw onions on top, or even just a basic hamburger from McDonald's with the little raw onions,
Okay.
I would have rejected it. And you would have known. It would have been revealed openly before the assembly of our friends that I was not interested in eating this food that you prepared for me. So, how about that tie-in?
All right.
Well-
we have one last, and I think this is probably maybe the best part of our episode today. We're going to read a bit of a speech. Today is January 15th, and this year it is the day of Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Oh, yeah, this is the day we celebrate the life of Martin Luther King.
Yep. And
Junior.
this is part of his I Have a Dream speech.
Mm.
All right, you ready? Here it is. This is our hope. This is the faith I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we'll be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. What a words.
Well said, sir. Well said. All right, Chris, well, let's hit the music and call it a day. Our mission here on Another Great Day is to encourage interaction, creativity, and conversation.
We thank you for tuning in, and if you're enjoying this podcast, please take a minute to rate and review us on your favorite app, share us on social media,
And help us get some good old-fashioned fun out into the internet.
I've heard about that place.
Yes, the
It
thing we
exists.
want to defeat.
Defeat it? Yes. Most importantly, though, we hope that you make it
Another
great
day.
day. I missed a day.
We'll see you tomorrow. Happy MLK Day.